guys, welcome to episode 12, I believe, of the M&T podcast. It's been a good one this week. We've talked about a lot. There's some serious aspects. There's some funny aspects. There's some questions from our listeners.
There's a competition at the end.
There's I'm Tiffany of M&T, and this is Matt,
the M of M&T. Welcome to episode 12. It is a bit of a roller coaster.
I love it.
They've become longer, these podcasts, haven't they?
Are we drinking slower, or are we just adding more drinks on the end? You'll only know if you listen. So let's just get straight into it. We'll see you in the episode. Make sure you've got a drink, or you're... Actually, no, you might be on the treadmill. If you're on the treadmill, go. We'll see you at the
just
other
grab your
end.
bottle of water and just drink that instead.
Let's go.
We'll see you in the episode. Good luck, everyone.
Bye.
It's a big one.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
We are back.
It is that
like
time of week
Renegade
again.
Master.
Saturday for us, Monday morning for you, or it could be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday or Sunday. Depends on when you listen.
Wow, okay.
But welcome. Episode 12?
13?
12.
12? Sure.
I actually had a message from somebody on YouTube today that was like, good luck on like episode 12. So I'm going to trust...
Let's go. You're going to trust all of those
yeah,
lovely people on YouTube.
Last week was Demi.
Yes.
The week before was
Magnum.
Was the
we
Magnum.
did 2 Magnums in a row.
This week is not a Magnum, is it?
No, but
Back to normal.
Still is Whispering Angel.
It is. This is Whispering Angel that was sent by my parents
so is this
many
the
weeks
third
ago.
bottle of Whispering Angel?
This is the third bottle of Whispering Angel.
And again, I do have to read the back.
Oh, God.
In the Escalins Valley, angels whisper, and if you drink this wine, you might hear them. If you visit us, you might see them.
It's just crap.
Give me the
it?
bottle opener. I need a drink.
All right. Oh, how are you feeling this week?
I am okay.
Just okay?
I think it's been quite a tiring week.
I think so. I know we do say that every week, but I feel exhausted today.
Yeah, it's quite... Yeah, I'm quite tired, and I just think there's been a lot going on, and... Yeah, but it's good. I'm really happy with our progress.
So much progress.
Obviously, not even eagle-eyed, anyone watching on YouTube will realise we're inside.
We are indoors. This is the first time the podcast in Ibiza comes to you from inside the casita.
And why is that?
That is because the weather is a bit shit.
Can you hold the bottle still?
Yeah, absolutely. You're kind of making me a bit nervous. Right, here we go. Straight up. Hey, that's a good one. The Magnum last week just didn't. Oh yeah.
That glass is really dirty. I apologise.
That's okay. Yeah, the glass, the Magnum last week just didn't pop, did it?
No, and that was really disappointing.
You need a good pop. You need a good
glug.
glug.
That was a good one.
Well, here you go. Here's to another week, and
another week without wine glasses.
Yeah.
That's a saga all in itself.
It is. We'll get on to that. So yes, the weather is a little bit rubbish today, particularly just very, very windy.
So outside would not have worked whatsoever.
We have had garden furniture fall over. We have had leaves being blown into the house. It's absolute chaos here.
Absolute chaos, and it rained earlier too.
It did. Great for the garden.
Yes, it did water the garden. But yes, so we are inside, nice and comfy on our respective sofas. This is where we sit in real life.
I think that's a standard thing within a couple, isn't it?
Yeah, I just find it weird though.
Do you think any
Is
married
that why we
couple?
have a spare bedroom?
No, we have a spare bedroom for when people come and visit. But I'd like to ask a question straight away, not to you, but to listeners. Does any married couple and or boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend, whatever is your current situation, if you live in a house together and you have more than one sofa, do you share one sofa?
No, you have one.
I don't think there is a single couple in the world that shares a sofa if there is another sofa available.
Yeah, if there is only one sofa, of course.
Well, we did when we
share away.
living in Dubai.
We shared the sofa in the villa. I never sat on the other sofa. That just had our bags on.
That's true, but that was a big L-shaped sofa where
Yeah.
technically you still had your own space.
Yeah, true.
But since we've been in here, and
This has just been our natural...
we don't spend much time on the sofa anyway, but when we do,
No.
we naturally have picked one each.
Well, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Sofa saga.
So why don't we have wine glasses, Tifla? We have been here for 7 weeks in Ibiza.
We haven't got a bloody wine
Still
glass.
don't have a wine
Fuck's
glass.
sake.
Talk to me.
I don't want... Oh. So, listeners, an ongoing IKEA saga, and if you do watch the daily vlogs, you would have seen this already. We had an IKEA delivery. Actually, I don't know whether I filmed that we were missing some things. We had an IKEA...
Yeah, we did.
Okay. We had an IKEA delivery today, and the IKEA delivery had most of the things we needed. All of the big bits of furniture are here. But then we also ordered some glass jars, some wine glasses, some champagne flutes that match the little tumblers that we have coming in our shipment. They're just IKEA ones, the little cut glass ones. And they're quite nice.
They're nothing special, but they look lovely, don't they? And we like to have something that's a bit different, not just your standard wine glass.
And so I ordered 6 of each to be delivered with this delivery. And so out of 6 wine glasses, 1 showed up. I should have used that today. And out of 6 champagne flutes, 2 showed up.
Wow.
So I had to call IKEA and be on hold for like 15 minutes. I got hung up on once, and then I called back again eventually, and I got through. And they've raised a claim now, and so probably in another 3 weeks we might get these glasses. By then we'll have our shipment, which already has wine glasses in it, big ones.
It's becoming a thing.
IKEA's a thing.
Not just IKEA. Well, IKEA we have a bit of a vendetta with. I feel as if like I'm done with IKEA and I never want to use their services again. Unfortunately, they can't be beaten on certain things, so you do still have to use them. But I've definitely noticed that here, companies and their support lines over the phone very often will just hang up on. They'll just hang up on you.
Yeah, they'll just oh, we can't help you. Bye.
And that's it. I mean, because there are 3. I can name 3 different companies that we between us have dealt with.
Who have we dealt with?
Movistar.
Yeah.
Car insurance place that you've had to be working
AXA.
with. They've hung up on you.
Yeah.
And now IKEA.
Yeah.
So.
This is why you don't deal with things.
Well, I don't deal with admin over the phone anyway.
No.
If they can do a chat service online,
that
then
never works.
No, it doesn't.
Oh well.
So
but
anyway,
the office is looking fabulous.
It is. Do you know what? I did love that the delivery came today. I had forgotten because it's been so long since we ordered it, and I didn't expect it to come on time anyway. When you got the phone call this morning to say IKEA's on its way, we did not expect excitement. We did not expect today to be building the office, and yet the office is pretty much good to go.
It is good to go. We just need to get the cabling sorted, which obviously that would be your little domain.
We've done a little order from Apple.com.
So I think from Monday I might be able to work in there, and then once the Apple order comes in of the new cables, it can be done properly. But I mean, I could work in there from Monday, couldn't I?
Yeah, you have ordered new extra. Sort of power adapters for laptops and iPads and phones and things like that.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how much that order was.
I saw it. I saw over your shoulder on the screen how much money you've just paid Apple with 0 staff discount. Well, we could have got some, you know.
I know, but I couldn't be...
I know some people.
Yeah, but I feel like it was effort.
I like that we've got that because, as you say, we want the office to be set up properly, and I'm going to cable manage it and stuff and make it all lovely. And I'm really excited.
I married you.
Yeah.
Cable management in the office.
Listen, I've got cable ties, I've got Velcro, I've got everything that is required. I've got some handcuffs. No,
that's not how we do things.
But I'm really excited firstly, that the office is put together, but especially at the moment, I think it's going to be really good for you that you have a workspace that is away from a living space.
Distractions.
Because you are working long hours, you're working very hard, you're doing good things. And as you know, I work hard to make sure that you are keeping some kind of balance, because otherwise I would argue you overwork and you don't know when to stop. But that aside, I think the fact that you've got an office, stepping out of that office will feel like I've finished work. I've stepped out of work.
Yeah, that's very
So when you
true.
come in here, where we are right now, And when the TV's set up and it's a bit more homely and it's a bit, you can go, that's it, I'm away from the office. My laptop's not even out here. I'm not even thinking
because I know my laptop and my iPad are sat there. I can just be like, oh, I don't want to sit on the sofa now.
And that's the
I'll
thing,
just sit at the table and open my laptop and do.
We talked a lot about
it.
You
even did that today.
Yeah, like you were just there, and
it's just like natural.
Work just sort of happens because the laptop's nearby. And we talked to this at length last week with Demi as well. Is the whole remote working and working from home for so many people is a dream, but if you're not careful, you end up just working longer anyway. A lot of people think, oh, it will mean that I can work on my terms and my hours and stuff.
Oh, God, I don't
which
think...
you can.
It is my terms, but my terms are a bit unbalanced. I will just I'd get up and work and sit there and just carry on.
Well, you already
until I go to bed.
You start your work day before anybody else, because you get up at 6:30 every day. And
it's
you
a bit
kind
later
of just
now, I think, because I'm not going.
I might put a lock on the office door that doesn't open until 8 a.m. or something.
That. No, because I get other work done before my
No, I
work.
know. I read a book during lockdown, didn't I? Remember the book?
Read a book?
Yeah, remember the book called When?
The bed.
I can't even remember who it's by. I'll have to sort of link it below or something. It's in the shipment. I read a book called When, and it was about timing and how people have different times of their lives that they do things better, and at different times of day people do things better. I'm not going to burp.
You sound like you're
close
going
to. And it really sort of hammered home for me that if 6 a.m. is the best time for you to be productive, head down, and you can get things done, then you shouldn't be controlled by the normal working hours,
which is fine, because everything I do have is it is on my time. Like
you work remotely.
Yeah, I work remotely, so I can work when I want, basically. Obviously, I've had some busyness. I feel like it has calmed down towards the end of this week, which is nice, and I feel less pressure because there was just some big stuff that needed doing, but now I feel like that's done.
You've achieved so much in such a short space of time. We've talked about this before, but your job in this company nobody has ever had before.
No,
and you've been hired because of your skills and your abilities. Yes, apparently you do have some. And
God knows how.
it means that you're setting up things that nobody ever has before.
Yeah,
but once
so that's
it's
cool.
done,
like,
it's done.
It is, and I just have
really
to maintain it.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But that's I'm excited about the office. I want to decorate it. I want a neon sign. I want a whiteboard. I want a little bit of colour. And
we're going with pink, aren't we?
Because I've got like light grey in there, and I just want like a pastel, maybe a pastel pink. Or even a pastel blue.
I mean, I don't.
No, not blue.
I'm really
pink.
not.
I think pink. Like this colour.
Yeah, just a couple of little bits and bobs like
cushions.
that. But the main thing I really want is I want a pink neon sign.
Yes, I want it to say "work, bitch."
And I want it to say "work hard, play harder." But what I do think we need to do is ask our listeners what they think. What kind of neon sign should we have? Basically, picture this in your mind. The door into the office is kind of like a long rectangle.
Go look at it.
And it goes down. YouTube. Yeah, just watch our latest video. It's already up. But you'll see that it is a perfect shape and space that at the far end of the office...
Where the picture is hanging right now.
Where there is a picture hanging right now. It's not ours. We want to get rid of that. There should be a neon sign. It should be pink. What should it say? Or what should it be? I really want a Club Tropicana one, but they're really expensive.
They are really expensive, and I don't... Yeah, no. I think we have one that says something. I don't want it to be just like M&T.
No,
I want it to be something...
We don't need another M&T.
No, we've got enough of that. So yeah, tell us what you think we should... Go on our latest video and tell us what you think should be our... neon sign.
But yeah, I love that the office is together.
Yeah, me too.
We put up a lot of furniture today.
Big step. That's awesome. Well done, you.
Do you know what? It's exhausting building IKEA furniture.
It is. That's why you pay people to do it normally.
You do in Dubai. You don't even think about building it yourself, do you?
No.
It's not even a thought.
Oh dear.
But no, I kind of liked doing that. I'm trying to do a bit more stuff in the house and sort of trying to be... This is why we came here, to get away from the privileged kind of everybody just does whatever you want whenever you want it kind of thing.
With that said, what has your week been like?
It's been a busy week. I'm going to open up basically every time we do this, I have to go to our YouTube channel and go back.
God,
This is why
have you not prepared.
this is why our daily videos are so useful,
It should be
because
more
they're like a
prepared than this.
diary. Well, I do know that
You did some cleaning up of the garden, and now the wind's ruined that again.
Do you know what? I'm so annoyed.
That's nice.
Yesterday, I basically did tons of housework.
Yeah, you
Like
did.
loads. It was Friday. Friday's become a day where you work flat out, and I pretty much just try to sort of like leave you to it.
Yeah, I basically need to put my big bullshit blocker headphones on.
Yeah, and just crack on.
work, because it like I get distracted really easily. Like I look out the window when the wind blows because a tree's moved or a cat walks past,
Which is
like,
a lot.
a lot. So I just end up looking out the window, or you ask a question, or like something happens where I stop working for a second, and then you do lose like minutes. And I know that sounds trivial, but they really add up. Like they add up.
They do
quite a bit.
when you work for sort of as many hours as you do. If every 10 to 15 minutes
You're
you
losing
look out the
3
window
minutes.
for one,
Yeah.
it adds up.
So
But yeah, Friday have become days where you smash out as much work as you can, basically to protect the weekend, right? Because we want to be able
I do try and protect.
we want to be able to go
Yeah.
into Saturdays and Sundays. Yeah, I mean, you still do a bit on Saturdays, but Sundays particularly, we like to keep available and keep
I've got
safe.
some stuff to do tomorrow.
And that's fine. I don't mind.
Basically, I feel that Saturdays and Sundays are half days for me, and like if I do a little bit of work in the morning and I get that done,
But you know
then
what?
I
If we've
can
got
have
nothing,
the rest of the day
if we've got
off.
nothing specific planned,
I say
and-
my work is 6 out of 7 days at the moment. So if it's a
Yeah.
half day on the week on both weekend days, then that's actually not bad.
Yeah.
And that's fine, and it's split a bit more. The wind is a bit scary.
yeah, I
today,
mean, you won't be
isn't
able to hear it on the podcast, but the wind is howling outside.
Howling.
It's quite scary being
Oh.
up a hill.
I sang again. I've been told off on
Oh, this
YouTube,
is funny.
Barry. I've been told off
Yeah.
for singing at the end of sentences.
And now,
But I don't really
well,
know.
I thank Barry for bringing it up, because now that he has, I do know what he means. But you can't complain about it. Like, it's not a negative. You're a positive, chirpy, happy person.
Genuinely.
And it means
I
that
feel like
every
I'm
now and
being
again,
Yeah,
this
I do
is how you
that.
talk.
Yeah.
But he
Is
literally
that
came
a bad
on.
thing? Yeah, I
literally-
said
was-
I sound fake.
It
Am
said
I
you
fake?
sound fake, and it's really annoying. To which I replied with, "It's not fake, because if you watch, we've been on YouTube for years. This is how she speaks. And if it's really annoying, unsubscribe and fuck off."
You didn't.
I didn't say that because on YouTube we're polite. We're not on the podcast. If
You
somebody
did-
left that comment on the podcast, they'd fucking know it. But I did say.
I'd find their IP address and go around their house.
Absolutely. I did say in a comment of like, we hate the thought that we're annoying anybody, so we probably suggest you stop watching.
Yeah.
Bless him.
Fuck him.
Poor Barry.
Fuck Barry.
Fuck Barry. Anyway, we were all talking about what we've done this week. So, Sunday Fun Day last week was great. I basically
my
look
God.
at what happens after the last
Oh my
podcast.
god, we died.
So Demi was here. She then went home in the morning.
Sunday morning.
And then we basically did a Sunday Fun Day, which was just a
Barbecue.
long barbecue.
We went to bed at 2:30.
Barbecues
people came
at
round.
yeah.
People came round at 5.
People came around at 5 p.m.
5, yeah.
and
we went
they
to bed
left at about 8 a.m.
Yes,
because
they had to
they
stay in the
basically
end.
needed to sleep.
But we had a few people round, which was lovely. Some people left at like early-ish, came for an hour, and then we had other people that left at like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then 2:30 I was like, I need to go to bed because Monday morning I actually have to do some work.
Yeah.
So I went to bed, and then you stayed up a little longer. I don't really know.
Basically, it was a
but
long
It was a
barbecue.
very long, very fun barbecue. Sunday Fun Day was good. Monday was hangover day.
Monday was a write-off.
I was really productive.
I think
Weirdly
hangovers
so.
can hit you in one of two ways, I think. Hangovers can either wipe you out and you literally can't do anything, or if it's not too bad a hangover,
You can turn it around.
you can sort of kick in and go, you almost overcompensate for it. I used to think this
Oh, that's
when
true,
I was
actually.
when I was managing at Apple. I used to have no issue with team members coming in hungover, because if they're well enough to have got to work,
Yeah, they're well
even though they're
enough to work.
hungover, that means that they're conscious enough, they're well enough that they can work. And odds are, if you kind of look after them and feed them water and paracetamol.
I don't think you're allowed to feed staff paracetamol.
Am I not? I mean,
Sure
HR never said anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're allowed to do that in
they
real
can't
life.
fire me now. But they used to, and I think I was probably the same, work that little bit harder and put that little bit more effort in.
Yeah, to be like, I'm not hungover.
I swear I'm not. I had no problem with people coming in and going, I am hanging. I'd be like, no problem. What do you need? But you are here.
Yeah,
like, I will help
also,
you.
If you're gonna
I'll go
be
get you some
here,
Barocca.
Yeah.
Like, not a problem. And yeah, like, hangovers are hangovers. But yeah, that did mean that Monday was an absolute write-off.
Yeah, absolute write-off. I was quite productive. You needed feeding carbs and crisps because they're separate things.
Carbs and crisps.
And then what happened on Tuesday?
So then Tuesday, Wednesday, we went to Sunsets.
We did
went
not
to
go to Ibiza Rocks for Fatboy Slim because events are over now.
Yeah, Ibiza is pretty much like...
Ibiza's, yeah, it's shut. Obviously, the big events are shut down. There's still little things going on which we're discovering and we're appreciating. But we did do 2 days of sunsets. We went to Benaras up in the north on the first day. On the first day. And then the second day, I took you for dinner down by Esvedra.
You did, and it was lovely. What I really liked about those days is, like, they felt almost kind of like how a work day would, which is you worked really hard. I did my bits and pieces during the day. We got to whatever it was, 7 p.m. and go, okay, we're now clocked off, and we went out and did something of an evening.
Yeah.
And we were kind of pressured into doing that by people saying, you've got to hire a car and you're not going anywhere. So we were like, okay, well, let's make sure that we are. Because
and I think that was really, really good.
It was good.
And I really enjoyed it. Obviously, I think we have to be a bit conscious about spending money and
yeah,
things.
we don't just go out and
Obviously,
splash the cash, do it?
Like, the Benaras dinner was pretty cheap, like €25. But then the dinner down by Esvedra was more expensive because we did have like bread and alioli, and then we had a nice main, and then we had dessert, and obviously you had some drinks. I was driving, so like things do add up. So actually, we should put it out there, like free or cheap things or places to go, because I think what we could do possibly is maybe do like sunset walks or hikes instead, and we could take our cool box, which we've just recently bought.
I'm not going to hike with a cool box.
No, but I mean, like, if you drive to a point where you can watch sunset.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. And we actually love that kind of stuff, and we get a lot of comments on our YouTube videos that's what people like, is we don't just do the mainstream stuff.
We need a cool bag rucksack, like Sarah and Ed have from
Sarah
Decathlon.
and Ed have a lovely one.
We need to go to Decathlon.
We do.
Let's go to Decathlon.
We do.
And then so then we can walk with that and have a cheeky bottle of wine.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a
which costs €1 or €2 because we don't take a Whispering Angel on a hike.
No. A bottle of Don Simon.
We reserve that purely for the podcast.
Yes, and we don't share it because we don't have guests on when we drink Whispering Angel, do we? We are also out of Whispering Angel, so if anyone wants to send
that's it. Like, I mean, just putting it out there. Thank you so much to the people who have ordered
Ibiza Delivers.
Ibiza Delivers. That's it. Ibiza Delivers is the name of the company.
They sell like bottles of spirits.
Yeah, and they will bring it right to our door.
I have a new sponsor that I can't tell you about yet, but they'll know that I am talking about them right now, and it is an upcoming thing.
Okay.
But yeah, just to put the...
How exciting.
Put the fun out there, put the feelers out there, put the excitement out there. It's coming.
Nice. Can I go back to talking about Esvedra dinner a little bit more?
Absolutely.
Firstly, thank you very much for organising that. It was lovely. Esvedra is magical. I mean, it just is.
Yes.
I know that the myth is that it's very magnetic and it sort of brings you in, and it's what makes you come back to the island. But it really is just an awesome, awesome place. Beautiful sunset. But we said even then, that's the first time we've properly gone out for dinner.
That was a real dinner out.
Proper dinner out.
Yeah.
And some people will go, well, it seems like, I've been watching your videos and I watch your Instagram stories and stuff. You go out quite a lot. But I would argue
that was actually the first dinner. Well, we did
popped to
Kathmandu
places.
and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, little things like that. But we pop to places and tend to sort of grab a really basic... Like the night before, we went to Benaras. Benaras
Beach, yeah.
And yes, we have to have dinner while we're there. So we used the little restaurant that's there, not the most expensive place. Had a really simple, I think.
Yeah, it was like an €8 main.
Because you got to eat and off you go. But the first time, I think for a long time, when we went to the place in Esvedra, it was a sit down. You had a little wine, I had a little beer. Yeah, we had some bread and alioli. Then we had dinner, and then it was like, yeah, let's have a dessert as well. And that was really nice to do that. It was nice to do that.
It was really nice, and I just felt like it was special for no reason at all. But I just, like, at that time, I booked that table 2 hours before we were due to sit down, and I didn't know whether it was going to be any good.
I won't be able to do that in a normal year.
Obviously seen some No, absolutely not. That's actually a really good point.
Yeah.
I saw some pictures, and I was like, oh, this looks nice. I didn't really know how long it would take to get there, and it took us 50 minutes to drive.
50 minutes?
And then it was really beautiful, and you can argue that, so the dinner was €70, and this is actually something really good to talk about. Dinner was €70. If we'd have wanted to go to Mambo, minimum spend per person on the second row, which we were second row back in that restaurant, is 80 per person at Mambo. And we spent that in one dinner between us. For sunset, and we watched sunset at Esvedra.
As much as we love Mambo. We love being down there.
I do want to go.
I love both going to Mambo, but also the rocks next to Mambo. But like we this week have gone to 2 other sunsets.
That were just as sunset.
It's still the same sun, and it's still going down in the same place over the same sea with pretty much the same view, and
it was just a bit more like Ibiza.
Yeah. It was lovely.
It was really nice.
Probably the highlight of my week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Ah, that's lovely. So that was what, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Wednesday, Thursday?
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Tuesday, Wednesday. So then what did we do on Thursday?
Thursday we went to Calalonga and we had lunch and then had a bit of a like a split shift day.
We did a split shift day. We went out for Obviously people listen to us and they watch these vlogs, so I don't want to go through every day in detail.
But if you do want to know what we're talking about, just head to our YouTube channel. Yeah, exactly.
And then obviously Friday was yesterday. What did we do? We went out. That was W.
Well, that was the solid day of work, and then we went to the W.
Yeah, we went to a W for an event. W is stunning. It's overpriced for drinks, but it's really nice.
And unfortunately was empty as well.
Well, yeah, and then
it busied up a little bit.
It did busy up, and then people were dancing, and they got told to stop dancing because
Ibiza feels funny at the moment, doesn't it?
It does. I'm very much looking forward to tomorrow, and I have a surprise that I'm not going to tell you about yet.
Oh, really?
So people have to.
Well, by the time people have listened to
this, it'll be up at the same time, actually, won't it?
Then we're going.
No.
Can I even say where we're going?
No, but if you think about the timing, the podcast goes up at 3 a.m. on a Monday morning, Spanish time, and the vlog won't have gone up yet. So this is a plug to watch the next vlog because it shows our wonderful Sunday.
So Mondays, the video that goes live on Monday will be a really good one.
Yeah, it will be a good one, and I think it will be very, very good. I'm very excited. But no, we're not going to talk about it because you have to watch.
Okay, fair enough. But as we were saying,
it has been a good week.
Ibiza feels a bit weird.
It's the end of the month. It is the end of the month. Jesus.
It's nearly September.
Yeah, if you're listening on Monday, it's September tomorrow. How do you feel about it?
Well, I think I saw a meme the other day. Was how is it September tomorrow when March only feels about 16 years ago? It's just this weird year, isn't it? Where like fucking hell, it's September, but also like.
But everyone's like wishing this year away now. It's been a year that's
dragged, but also a year that like how the hell have we got to September and done nothing? So many people have done nothing this year. They've lost their summer holiday. They've lost this. They've lost.
I get that, but think about things that people have done. We started a podcast this year. I know at least 2 other people. Shout out to like Kirby and Writer George. They've started podcasts this year.
My ex-colleague Graham is very soon starting his.
There's like
for any Liverpool fans.
Hear church bells.
Oh,
sugar plums.
That is the second time today that the local church bells have gone off, and up until now I've only ever heard them on a Sunday.
Is it holiday?
I don't know, or maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just that windy.
Yeah, maybe.
Blowing the bells.
Yeah, I think if you really think about it, anyone that's listening to this, you've done something. I think everyone's done something.
Yeah.
Someone's done a little course that maybe is just 2 hours of their life. Someone's
true.
learned a new tiny little skill. You've learned how to make banana bread. I don't know how to make banana bread, but like tiny little things. And I think people were like, "Oh, this year was such a waste." And I think maybe you should try and put a positive little spin on it.
I do hope that in the long run, and I know it's hard to think about this right now, but I do hope that maybe years from now, people will look back at 2020, and of course the instincts will go, "Oh, what a fucking shit year."
But
I do hope that,
change.
yeah, maybe it did. Maybe it inspired you to do something that you'd never done before, and years from now, look at where that got you. And who knows? Who knows? I just hope.
Yeah, obviously there were like shit bits. Obviously there was really funny bits, like being hungover for 2 days from a Zoom call. Like, never been so hungover. What the actual fuck?
Yeah.
But then also things that people did do, and I really like putting a positive spin on little things like this. And like, you just have to think, and this was said on Ibiza Sonica Radio yesterday, or the live stream I was watching or whatever, especially Ibiza lovers, the next time you fly into Ibiza, that heat hits you in the face as you're getting off that Ryanair flight. You in the taxi queue. You're I've never been so excited to be in a queue for a taxi than you do when you land in Ibiza.
Yeah,
because even if you're getting on the fucking
you know
bus,
where it's taking you.
Even if you're getting on the bus,
yeah,
and you end up wherever you are, like you see the sea, You're going on the disco bus to your first night out, and you're just we're back.
We shamelessly and I don't hold back at all. I have a love affair with this island. It's why we've chosen to live here for the rest of our lives.
We fucking live here now.
But like, that's the thing. Even the crap things are exciting because you're doing it here.
Yeah.
And I just love it that much.
Yeah.
Here. It's that good. I'm really, really sorry to do this and to bring a little bit of a downer, but you did talk about like how shit 2020 has been.
Oh no,
how
don't.
Sad.
You said you didn't want to talk about it.
Chadwick Boseman today passed away.
Black Panther. I actually felt really sad this morning. I woke up and you were still sleeping, so I was just like, I don't want to get out of bed yet, so I'll scroll a bit on my phone. And I was on Instagram stories rolling through. No, I went on Twitter first, and then I just saw people retweeting this stuff, and I was just like, what the fuck has happened? So I
it can't be real.
Googled it really quickly, and then went through like a bunch of stories and stuff. And you're like, Black Panther has died, and it's just so like, it's weird because we haven't watched a film since we landed here, and 2 days ago we were like, right, let's sit and watch a film, and we watched Black Panther. We named the black kitten T'Challa a day ago.
Yeah.
And you're just like, and then you're like, what the fuck? And then I was looking into stories and stuff, and there's like a Daily Star or a Daily Mail or a fucking shit whatever rag of a newspaper that a couple of months ago was like, how is this guy, like pictures of him looking really frail on a walking stick or whatever, and he's like, oh, is he skinnying up for a role? Who is he going to play next? And I'm just like, he was fucking dying.
Yeah, because he didn't share with anyone, did he?
No, and he did 4 years of like
10 films in 4 years. Didn't tell anyone.
Also, they're action movies.
Yeah, like he must do stunts and shit.
And you're just like, you've got, obviously it was stage 4 cancer, and you're just like, what the actual fuck? Like, how is... And then there's interviews of him where he's like, I'm inspired by these kids who are still doing this work and they've got cancer. And he obviously knew at that stage he had cancer.
Yep.
And you're just like... And this morning I felt really... Like, I honestly felt sad. Like, really sad.
I'm going to feel sad for a long time.
No, I know, but I felt heavy this morning when I first found out. And it was just like... You just... yeah. It's really,
one of those, like,
weird.
Obviously, we live in an age where we hear instantly a lot about celebrity deaths or this person's gone this, and you obviously do get some that hit you harder than others. But like, we're big Marvel fans. I love Black Panther. People take the piss out of me that that's my favourite Marvel film, but it is. We watched it only a couple of days ago.
It just all felt.
But also, he was 42, 43, kept it to himself. Well, obviously kept it within his family and things, and didn't publicly share. And just like, it was one of those. It's up there as one of those for me personally, and I know for you personally as well. Just like, oh, that's just that's just really
Oh yeah,
shit
my
and
first
really
post was
sad.
like, "Fuck 2020." Like, it's
No,
just,
I just
another
don't
thing
need
to add
that.
to the list of
I
this
don't
year.
need like that. It's just another bit of bad
Yeah.
news. Just horrible news,
Not
and obviously
enjoyable at all. But
thoughts
it's good that we
massively
did.
have got to go to his
Yeah,
friends, his
there's-
family, anybody
I'm happy that we-
who is connected with him. Such sad news.
And I just read all of like the tweets or Instagrams from all of like the other Marvel actors and stuff like that, and it was just like, he was apparently the nicest guy.
I'm sure he was.
And like, yeah, such a big thing. And there's loads of posts going around about him being like obviously proudly black and proudly from like where he's from, and talking about the accent that he used in Black Panther and how important it was to him. So like, if you go online and search this kind of stuff, I found it really interesting. Obviously I knew about it in the past, but like I read a lot into it today, and it was just, it's really, really interesting how, I don't know, he just obviously brought that character to life for us particularly, and obviously a bunch of other films that people love as well.
And this is, I mean, people do take the piss out of me that Black Panther's my favourite Marvel film, because maybe it's not the best of all of the action films and things like that. But it was also, it was a significant film at the time. It's a few years old.
Of course, yeah.
Or a couple of years old. I don't really know the date. It's got to be 2 or 3 years old. You can Google it.
I will.
But like, you knew when you watched it, this is a significant film. He was the first black superhero, and like,
you now
and
can't search
so
Black
much
Panther without anything.
there's so much culture that was with it. Anyway, I love that film.
2018, 2 years.
So 2 years ago,
right.
less than 2 years ago.
But surely there was supposed to be more. So this is my thing. Like, what's going to happen in the Marvel universe?
Who knows?
They're going to have to like. I hate when they like Dumbledore, when they have to change the actor. That's basically the same thing, but you know, bring in Black Panther or a white wizard.
Would you bring in a new actor, or do you basically retire Black Panther?
You can't do that, surely. I don't know.
I just don't know whether.
How weird is that? A cat just walked past. If that was T'Challa then, I'd be like, fucking the moon's aligned with something or other.
Anyway, let's move on, but I did want to mention it because
a good point.
It's a big bit of news this week.
Yeah.
It hit us specifically because we're such big fans. But obviously thoughts go to his friends, his family. They're not listening to this, but I don't care.
All right, let's do some questions then.
Absolutely, let's do that.
I'm going to start with Rob Conway from Instagram. Thank you so much, Rob. Do you miss any aspects of life in Dubai?
We get asked this quite a lot. Maybe haven't been asked it for a little while.
It could change week by week, because with the world opening up.
You answering your own question?
Yeah.
I thought it was a question for me.
I think it was to both of us.
Okay, well, you can ask it and answer it.
I shall.
Go for it.
With the world opening up, like especially in Dubai, brunches opening, bars opening, restaurants doing their thing again, beach
Dubai
clubs.
seems to be doing really well. It was when we were there. But...
I've seen some videos that are not very social distanced, and I feel like some places.
When we lived there, I was very aware of what the latest numbers were and what the latest regulations were and stuff. I haven't seen a single thing since we moved, but from what I see from afar, they do look as if they continue to be okay.
There is a slight second wave,
mm-hmm.
And there's a bunch of stuff with kids going back to school and things like that I don't really care about.
Anyway, so what is the aspect of the life in the UAE that you?
I think I think seeing it on social media and the social aspect of brunching and going out and seeing your friends and it kind of being okay, and things like that, because people are obviously having a good time and going to beach clubs.
Here feels like a bit of a reverse at the moment. It seems
a little
like
bit,
when
but
we first got here,
I do feel that once we get into an event here or into a place or into a, what was that? I think it was the door. No?
Yeah, I hope so.
Nothing's broken. I think once you get into a place here, get into a hotel, get into a restaurant, it then feels normal again. But loads of places are closing as of like tomorrow.
Yeah, as I said, like
end
here
of August,
feels
you're like, whoa, there's a whole month left.
Here feels a bit strange at the moment. It feels like when we first got here, it was in a bit of a weird place, but very quickly was getting better, and then has really feels like it's dived a little bit. Like it doesn't help that governments elsewhere have sort of put this place on a bit of a blacklist, and I'm a bit like you say, living here and going places, once you're in those places, they're lovely. Like we've been to lovely restaurants, we have been to bars, we've been out even to sort of nights out, and they've been great, but it's
But it's all closing up again because August is peak and now there's nothing left. And then Jet2 and people are cancelling the rest of flights for the rest of the year, and it's just, it will die down, but then it will feel like even more like real life. We live here now, which is fine, and I'm excited for.
The thing I probably miss the most about the UAE at the moment is that their weather's getting really good now. I know
we live here.
I know, but our weather from here is now probably only going to start to get a little bit colder, a little bit. We're stuck indoors today.
I don't think I'm ready for the cold.
We're
not stuck indoors. We're
I
not
know.
snowed in, love.
Yeah, we haven't got our hoodies on.
Jesus.
Not quite yet. But no, from them, they're now heading into that time of year where it's going to start getting really good. As we know, winter in the UAE is beautiful.
But September here is lovely.
And I'm looking forward to it.
That's good. I like that one. Thanks, Rob.
Good question. Another sort of life kind of question. This one came through at least a week ago. We just haven't had time to fit it into a previous podcast. From Jay on Instagram. Hopefully Jay is still listening, even though we didn't answer his question last week or the week before.
Rude.
What are sort of like, what's the cost of living like in Ibiza? What are rental prices like? Houses, apartments, like the non-touristy side of life. How is it in Ibiza?
I feel like we're still playing a little bit Monopoly money with our money. But cost of living in general, food, I think if you look at like food and...
Or like groceries?
Groceries, yeah. The food shop, that's obviously way cheaper compared to Dubai.
So much cheaper.
Yeah, everything is cheaper. You can go and buy a baguette for like...
You don't feel as if you've like lost an arm.
Is it a cent?
Just because you've gone for your weekly shop.
Yeah. So food's real cheap. I actually haven't received an electric bill or anything like that at the moment. Like, internet costs 60 euros a month. Like, our rent...
That to me feels fairly standard.
We've got a
That's fairly normal,
three-bedroom
isn't it?
casita, so, you know, I think rent's pretty okay.
I would say rent is expensive per square foot.
Because you're on Ibiza.
Yeah, because you're in Ibiza. Like, I don't feel as if rent feels any cheaper than it did in Dubai.
We
and
also
Dubai
fucked off our budget.
We did.
Because you wanted this house.
Well, because we wanted to be comfortable in a place that we could call home.
Yes.
We had a budget in mind.
I get that, yeah.
That budget certainly got us into Ibiza, but I think after a couple of months...
It didn't get us to where we wanted to be. Yeah.
I mean, even living in this house, we're nervous about our shipment turning up because we're like, where the fuck is everything going to go? But having said that, I'm glad that we sort of knew what our budget was and then we strategically threw it away and we upped the budget.
We sacked it off. That's why we need people to send us wine because we can't afford it anymore.
Certainly, we can't afford Whispering Angel, love. We're going back to the €1.79
I don't mind
bottles.
that.
But that's the thing. We only said, what did we say yesterday? Like, you can buy a case of good rosé, decent rosé, for €10. That's 6 bottles of rosé. Why don't, when you go to somebody's barbecue, why don't you always take 6 bottles with you? Because
we're not dicks.
But if you went to a barbecue in Dubai and you took a bottle of wine with you, how much have you spent to do that?
Did you ever go to a bottle of wine and give a... Did you ever go to a bottle of wine?
And give a barbecue? Christ. We're definitely 42 minutes in, aren't we?
Did you ever go to a barbecue in Dubai and take something for the host? Never.
It wasn't really a thing, was it?
No, but I've noticed here there is a thing, and I love it because the red vines are stacking up.
It's
here.
definitely it's clearly a
but
thing
we
here.
also must remember that always take something to give. Like Sarah and Ed always bring something like salads and stuff for the table and homemade chimichurri and things like that. Like Will and Tash bring a bottle of wine every time. Like, it's just a thing to do, and I love that. Yeah. And I think it's polite.
You take something. Well, this is it.
So we must always.
Will and Tash came to last week.
For an hour.
They came to the barbecue for an hour because they were invited, but they were quite busy. They had things going on, but wanted to come along. And even
so nice.
Just sort of popping along just to say hi. Even they brought something for the barbecue, brought a bottle. We didn't end up drinking it, but it's on the shelf and it's ready for the next barbecue.
Exactly. So yeah.
It's a lovely thing about
bring
life
a bottle.
Here.
Or it's just politeness, and I don't think that happens in Dubai.
So in short, the cost of living is
Oh, I forgot what the question was.
Put really simply, I think rents are expensive.
When I get some bills, I'll let you know.
I think rent is expensive, but I think the cost of
living
and day to day is pleasantly lower than what anything we've ever.
I think
been
a
used
nice
to.
meal out for two as well. €50 is kind of what we always end up as, and that's including drinks. 50 to €60.
So Dubai listeners, for Dubai listeners, that is a couple.
Dirham.
That is a couple. Thank you. That is a couple going out, eating, drinking, multiple courses, nice places.
2 courses, yeah.
For 300 dirham.
Where
if you did that anywhere in Dubai,
500 minimum.
Anywhere in Dubai, going to the pub to watch the football and
500.
having a snack and 3 or 4 pints, 500 dirham. That's £100. That's over €100. It's ridiculous.
I have budgeted in for a meal out a week, which I think is good for us. Right.
Next question from you.
Okay. Please make this answer short because I can't be fucked. Where are Wolves finishing next season and when is Messi signing? Thanks, Scott.
Scott? Who's Scott?
Scott Gardner on Instagram.
Wow. Scott, I love your question and I'm going to go into it in great depth.
No, we haven't got enough wine unless we open another bottle and that's not happening.
We've never done that before.
We're not double bottling.
No. One, but have you finished? Oh, you're just on your last glass. Okay. Wolves this year, we finished 7th 2 seasons in a row. If we get 7th again, I'll be happy. I just want to make steps forward. As long as Wolves are making steps forward every year, I don't mind. Messi is not signing for Wolves. As much as I would love that, he is going to play for Man City. Mark my words. You heard it here, not first because it's everywhere.
You heard it here.
Lionel Messi is going to play for Man City. But Man City's first game of the Premier League this year is against Wolves at Molineux. If Messi plays for Man City...
What's the date? I think I'm busy.
September something.
I'm busy, definitely busy.
Excellent. Thanks for asking, Scott.
Thanks,
Wolves,
Scott.
I just hope keep moving forward. I love them. They are my team. And just remember, Tiflar, I loved Wolves before I loved you, okay? Just remember that. Another question for you then, love. Absolutely, and this one is directly for you. I also think this one is a week or two old. So this is from Heather. Heather, thank you so much for your patience.
Heather.
That's a great name, isn't it? I feel as if Heather is a name that's done a full cycle. Like it's either
come round again.
I think it's
like if you call someone Alice or Heather.
Alice?
Yeah, Alice.
Who?
Alice, Heather, like they're timeless.
Yes, they fit every generation. Anyway. Question from Heather. Firstly, she says, loving your daily vlogs, guys. Keep them up.
Thanks, Heather.
Just a question for Tiff. When did she first realise that she wanted to start doing creative content and social media stuff? And how did she go about actually starting to do it? It's something I've been really interested in doing. Thanks. Keep it up. Heather.
This could be a whole chat on its own.
As you said to me, try and keep it short, love. We've almost run out of wine.
Mine's interesting.
Is it? Depends on how you answer it.
So, basically, I started writing for websites because I don't actually know the first time I did. Do you?
I don't remember the first time, but it is weird. We've talked about this before. It's weird. You are very good at writing. Sound good. You're very good at exactly making things sound really good.
I know when I started. So when I used to work for Inside Lifestyle in Dubai, I created and wrote for their website, and then I wrote for their retreat. Yeah. And that was kind of I think the first website creation content that I did. So if I look back at that now, I'd probably cringe. I'm glad they don't exist. But then when I got a new job, I still stayed in touch with Jamie, who we're really close friends with, who runs a creative agency. He's used me like ad hoc over the past 3 years.
Just write this or write that.
4 years, 3-4 years, going, do you fancy a bit of work on the side? I need this website written. Yeah. Can you help? And then obviously I was still good with social media because when I was a personal trainer, I ran my own social media. I had a blog, I had a website. I obviously did all of the creative content for that. And And then so obviously this work from Jamie kept coming in, and Grassroots Creative Agency, shout out, link below, have to do it. And then I realised I could actually do this on my own full time. And I think that kind of coincided with us moving here and us leaving Dubai. And I was like, right, okay, let's start up a real company, create myself a proper website, and start putting myself out there. So I promoted myself on Facebook pages and like community pages and things like that, if anyone needs help with their social media or websites. And like obviously what I find really interesting is obviously I work alongside a creative agency that also does social media for people at a certain level. But then I think I'm more entry level at the moment, obviously, because I'm a single person doing a single job. Not single, we are married. But for now. And I think at the moment, I'm quite entry level on stuff. But I just started putting together some prices and packages and proving to people that I can actually do it, and kind of going over the odds. I think you'd agree as well.
You always do.
That I do more than what I quote for.
Take on and do more work than people have signed up to pay you for.
But I think
that's just you, and that's your work ethic, and good for you. And
like
I think people
said,
love that.
I did it as a side first, and then I realised actually I've got enough work that I could possibly go solo.
It just turns out, you accidentally found yourself doing something, and it turns out you're really good at it. And it turns out people will pay you for it.
But I do also love people asking these questions. And if people do want any advice, get me on any social media, and I will chat to you. And like I love just jumping on a Zoom call or a phone call or a WhatsApp or whatever with anyone that wants any advice. Obviously, I'm not a professional in any way, shape, or form.
But you're doing what you're doing, and you're good at it. And this is the thing.
That's a great question.
Never underestimate that someone maybe where you were 4 or 5 years ago thinking maybe I could do this, but I have no and that's where Heather's coming from. Heather's thinking I could do that, but I have no idea. So in short, you just did it. It was a bit of a hobby, bit of a side thing,
and it was scary, and I've had a few tears, and we've had a few discussions where I'm like, I'm not good enough. I've got a blog post about imposter syndrome on my website and things like that. So please reach out, anyone. I've chatted to a couple of people online this week actually that have asked me how I've done it. I'm more than happy to chat through it with you.
Interesting though, that to rewind. Notice how I just let you answer that one, and it was a beautiful answer. I would have done that about wolves, but you didn't let me.
No.
But interesting that right at the beginning of that, you talk about how it was an accidental thing that you started doing in a job that if you look back at all of the jobs you've had, that you hated the most. And yet something, we've just talked,
a positive job, yes.
We've just talked about how 2020 can easily be seen as the shittest year, but a few years later, turns out you started doing something. So 3 or 4 years ago, you were doing a job that in hindsight you didn't really enjoy that much, and it wasn't great, and it just didn't work very well. But actually you started doing something that now you've developed into what is your job.
And I think that was the first thing I did. Obviously I created my PT website, but that's really where I started creatively writing. That's what they call it. I can't believe you almost put your glass down next to the coaster.
Next to a coaster. Do you know why? It's because for 7 weeks, 7 weeks of living here, we haven't had coasters. They arrived an hour ago,
I was staring at that glass like, what the fuck are you actually
I'm learning
doing?
all over again how to use a coaster because they only arrived today. I'm going to ask you another question, and then I'm going to go update the camera. I'm loving the questions, so we're going to keep going.
Yeah, and we can always have bass.
And I think we should. I'll go get some of that as well,
yeah.
This one's from Deirdre, who we've been talking to a lot. Hi, Deirdre. We know that you're listening.
Hello.
And we haven't forgotten you.
No, we sent the email yesterday.
I mean, as in her question.
Oh, okay.
If you had to choose a superpower between...
I only get a choice.
Because that's a classic question. What's your superpower? She's narrowed it down. So you've got to think which one works best for you. It's the choice between being invisible or being able to fly. Which would you pick and why? and I'm going to leave you
also,
answering that.
I just have a question on the name. Is it just Deirdre? Or is it Deirdre?
I was watching Deirdre's old videos yesterday that are on her website now. I say
names wrong. That's one of the things I hate.
Deirdre.
Okay, hi Deirdre. Superpower between flying. Can't you be an invisible flyer?
No, that
Matt nearly stacked it. Oh, that's not on camera because you're behind the camera. Right, so you can either be invisible or you can fly.
Yeah.
I think I would be invisible.
Why?
Because you can sneak on a plane and then fly anywhere you like.
That is so shit.
That's smart as fuck. How dare you? But also, you can be a fly on the wall without actually being a fly on the wall. You can be in any conversation, any scenario, and people not know you're there. And then being invisible means you can get anywhere in the world because you can get on a flight or get on a boat or get on a private jet and just go anywhere. And then you can be part of a conversation. Imagine this. I've snuck from here. I've got on a plane to Barcelona. Then I've got a plane on, from Barcelona to New York. Then I've got on a private jet that goes to someone's famous house. And then I'm just at their house. I can see how Simon Cowell's back's doing. Because he's sick. We need more coasters.
Sorry, non-coaster life. Good answer, love. And good rambling while I was out of the room for a good at
know
least
what I said?
Something about how if you're invisible you don't need to fly because you can just sneak on a plane.
I feel like it's dark.
Go turn a light on then. I have a question for you though. You'll have to shout across the room as you answer it.
Okay.
If and I love your logic. If you're invisible and you can sneak on a plane, does an invisible person get a seat?
So invisible doesn't mean like you're walk-throughable. You're not like a ghost.
Well, I don't know. Can invisible people walk through walls? Or have they still got to wait for a door to open?
Can you can you do a doorknob?
Invisible people generally in films and stuff
can go through walls.
Well, I was going to say the opposite. Yeah. I brought you a glass. I brought you Airbus. Just pour it.
Is this the last of our... This is how much you drank at that barbecue because it was a fresh bottle.
There's literally less than a quarter of a bottle.
Shit all there.
Jessica Ashmore asked us to do tequilas in today's podcast. Unfortunately, Jessica, we don't have any tequila, but we're going to do Airbus. Yeah.
You have to say it right. Yerbas.
It's Yerbas. Deirdre, my answer is that I wish I could fly.
Oh, of course you'd go for the complete opposite.
Of course
the
I
only
would.
other option to me. But then we'd make a dream team.
Why? Because you'd invisibly just piggyback on me? Because apparently the best thing about invisible...
weightless.
Because apparently the best thing about being invisible is that you can get on planes with no one knowing. That's the shittest answer.
I'd get on a plane and go to the fucking Maldives and be happy.
Oh, no one would see you, and hopefully no one would fucking hear you either. You're going with invisible, I'm going with flying. Next question.
Wow. I've got one more.
I've got two more.
You go then.
Okay.
Dickhead.
This one's from Jason. Jason's a big fan. Simple question. What's your favourite place in Ibiza?
Pikes. Done.
Simple.
Bye.
Maybe watch this space. There may be content.
Watch the last space. Or this space. Oh, I'm confused about the space.
Oh, you fucked it. Your question. Go.
This is a question for both of us. From Ems on Instagram. I love seeing your adventures and all of the beautiful spots you find on the island. I'd wonder if you would consider a little hop over to Formentera for a vlog. And have you been before and what did you think? Keep the daily content coming. The boring ones are the best.
Let's talk about that first.
The boring ones.
Our content, we have been... I think we've talked about this now for 1 or 2 weeks, 1 or 2 podcasts, is we're worried that our content's drying up a little bit because we can't...
Because you're really boring.
Well, and you do nothing on the daily vlogs because you work. So it's all the pressure on me. I'm glad you brought that up, Tiff. Thank you so much. I am holding the YouTube channel together.
Oh, yeah, you're carrying us for sure. I make the plans, though.
Anyway, yes, Anyway, but so many people now message going, please just keep it going. We don't even mind that what we watch is that you just sit on the sofa and you unplug your drains and
Shall
eat
we
lunch.
just do a live stream from the corner of us just sitting over
Maybe
eating
that's
lunch?
what we'll do.
People would watch that shit.
One day when we really just can't be bothered to vlog, we'll just put the camera up and we'll go live on YouTube and we'll go, today you can just watch us watch TV.
That's so... Gogglebox.
We'll just Gogglebox for a day.
No, people will actually want that.
But no, we at the moment we're going to keep.
I do find it funny that people find the boring ones the best, but I also think the demographic of people that watch us are people that love Ibiza a lot. A lot of them probably would love to live here, and they're like, oh, okay, so what is daily life like? You don't have to go to O Beach or Mambo every day, and you don't have to be in fancy restaurants all the time. Like, they're just like, what is daily? What is getting a residency like? What is doing this?
Well, I think I'm proud of the fact that we just show what normal life is.
Yes,
like
I do love that.
We don't wait until we've got VIP or guest list or something before we get the camera out.
If we got that, we probably wouldn't. We probably wouldn't show it.
Well, no, because we just wouldn't. But I had a comment today that was like, if you keep making them, we'll keep watching them. And you said to me yesterday, if I keep making them, if I keep editing them, well, then let's just keep on making them.
People like Sue this morning on YouTube. Hi, Sue. She's like, I've just been waiting with my cup of tea for this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's lovely, and we do really love making them, and obviously we love the podcast as well. So that's cool. And it's a good little project.
Anyway, that's not what the question was.
Oh, what was the question?
Em's asked a question. She just happened to say, please keep up the daily content.
Would you go over to Formentera for a vlog? Have you been? What did you think of it?
Okay. Excellent question. Formentera is lovely and beautiful. For those who don't know what Formentera is, it is an island just off of Ibiza. Technically, it's its own separate Balearic island. But
it's very much attached.
It's pretty much attached to Ibiza, but you have to get a boat to get there and stuff. We've been once. One time we went when we were on holiday here last year. Sarah took us. We went on the boat. It was lovely. We had beers on the boat. We had beers on the boat. It was really, really nice. Then we hired some bikes and we rode around. And it's very flat. It's very small. It's very Maldivian.
Yes, the water is clear. The sand is white. And
you can walk from one side of the island to another. It's like
stunning restaurants. We went to Besso, which is a paella restaurant on the island, and all they serve is paella. Yeah. The cocktail menu is fabulous and diverse and everything, but the menu is paella.
They serve is paella,
and it's just so nice. And that was the first time you had paella. And
I
wanted to have more.
I don't eat seafood, but going to this restaurant, I kind of had to, and I still ate it. It was nice. It was lovely. I would go back.
We need to take you to a proper paella restaurant where there's no shells and stuff, or maybe you can just somewhere where you can have a meat paella, and we'll be fine.
But yeah, I would definitely go back to Formentera.
Yes, and I'd definitely love to do a day there before the season ends.
I kind of feel as if I don't want to waste a day going to Formentera while the world is still as it is, where potentially you go over there and there's nothing happening or nothing going on.
Everything's closing now, so I almost feel like it's probably a time to go.
As beautiful as it is over there, I want to make sure that if we go, it's a good day and we get to enjoy lots of stuff.
Also, we're waiting for our residency to come through, so we get really cheap boat over there.
When the residency comes through.
Because right now it's more expensive, but if you get a residency, you get cheaper boat.
It almost feels free.
All right, that's my questions done.
Last question from me then, and I thought this was lovely, and this only came through yesterday, and this is from Jazz on Instagram. What's your most treasured memory that is in your memory jar for this year?
Oh, can I go get it?
You can go get the memory jar.
There's not a lot in it. I just need to look through it.
There's not,
but
because of 2020.
Right?
I'm probably already jumping on something that's going to annoy you. But my most treasured memory, I'm not even sure if it's in there. But I feel as if it should be. But I can.
Why are there so many wine corks?
There's a lot of wine corks. my favourite memory of this year, and therefore I hope that it's in there, and it is. It's our boarding pass of our flight from Dubai to here.
That makes sense, doesn't it? That is, yes, obviously that's very...
You can't beat that, can you?
Treasured memory. But, you know, we went to Fatboy Sim a couple of weeks ago. No, I think you're right, actually.
I mean...
Hold on, but we have more for this memory jar coming.
I know we do, but I'm going to put it out there. I mean, if it's in the memory jar,
I feel like I've done
it's therefore what is the most important memory of the year.
Yeah, moving here. Yeah,
moving here. We kept the boarding passes. Our boarding passes are in the memory jar. Of the biggest move of our lives, and we're here, and we've said it so many times.
It was actually.
This
move is bigger than the move to Dubai because we were.
The move from the UK to the UAE was massive. It's the first
orchestrated.
It's the first time I've ever moved country. It's the first time. Obviously, you'd done seasons out of the country, but also, like, in the big scheme of things, we hadn't known each other too long. And
that's another story.
We'll do that another podcast. But all of it was protected and looked after by the fact that I work for Apple. I've already done it. And so it was big, nerve-wracking, scary. But if anything went wrong, I had a person I could call to go, I'm not sure if my visa's going through properly. I'm not sure if I can open a bank account. So and they did it for us. But coming here doesn't feel as daunting because we've kind of done it before, but it feels bigger because we did it alone and we did it for us. And it's 2
30-somethings. Well, I'm 30, you're 30-something.
That does mean you're 30-something.
No, I'm just 30. Moving to Ibiza, which is obviously notoriously party, blah, blah, and people think we're just here for a lull, and it's also about proving what we're doing, and that's a whole thing in itself.
It's weird, isn't it? Because in a way, I feel as if I want to prove to everybody that we didn't just come here to party and we came here to work hard and live a life.
But I also want to party.
But then it's split 3 ways. So it's that. I do want to party and I do want to go out. But also, like, I also don't really feel as if I need to justify to anyone. I love that people probably still do think these people move to Ibiza and they're just like... They just want to live this party lifestyle and they've gone off the rails. Maybe they're having a midlife crisis or whatever.
If they think I've gone off the rails now, watch me when I actually do.
When you do have a midlife crisis and when you really do.
Wait until I absolutely fuck it up.
Guys, we moved to Ibiza while there was a global pandemic. You've seen nothing yet.
Is that thunder?
Again, yeah, there's thunder.
It's real. We're getting a fucking storm.
I think we're in for a big storm this evening. That's the last of my questions.
And that's the last of my patience.
We haven't done an emoji.
Oh, shit the bed. Okay.
Do a bed. In fact, 2 emojis. 2 emojis this week. I want the little poo followed by a bed. Just because Tiff just said, shit the bed.
Wow.
So 2 emojis,
I now
everybody.
need to top up to shot this?
No, we're sipping because we're classy like that.
Finished?
Yeah, we'll have another one if you want another one. So, this week's emoji, you need to take the lid off before you pour, love. She's such a mom.
I thought it was... you didn't have to say that on the podcast.
So, yeah, this week's emoji, for the 4th time, you need to send us a little poo followed by a little bed because Tiff just said, shit the bed.
All right,
Send it through to us, DM it, put it in a comment on the YouTube,
send it on
whatever.
A postcard to... Put it on Calle Los Geranios.
Go, la. Mañana. That's my Spanish finished. And I also think that that's this podcast finished because
I hope so,
feeling
you're
quite
rambling. I think it was a good run. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, I'm just going to put it out there right now. If you could share this, screenshot it and put it on your Insta story, pop it on your Facebook, tell your mum, like anything.
Yeah,
the more shares we
get,
the more would be off your back, and it actually means a lot. Can I talk?
Okay, are you finished?
Yeah.
Okay. When we first started this, we lived in Dubai and we both had full-time jobs. Like, in a way, like, this is what we do now. It means the thunder here is terrifying, by the way. You can't hear it, but we can. But this is what we do now. We put content out. And so therefore, it means a lot that it's shared. Just put it out there.
If you're listening on Spotify, you can share it directly to your Insta story with no problem.
Literally 1 or 2 taps on that little
One
screen.
tap, 2
Done.
taps.
Yeah, please share, write a review, rate it, whatever.
Review us. If you review us, you go into the draw for
God, where's she going with this?
a bottle of Whispering Angel sent to you.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to run over 2 months. I've just decided.
So for the next 2 months, anybody
September, October, we will send. Yes, and there will be a draw for anyone that comments on iTunes. Writes a review on iTunes, actual words.
I'm going to say it has to be a
draw.
5-star review.
It has to, obviously.
So
There we go.
So
Competition time.
I'm going to just to be clear.
Clarify, yeah.
Just to be clear.
No, that's a good point.
Because we are properly rambling now. Nobody's listening anymore
Oh,
anyway.
well, they're going to miss out.
So, well done for getting this far, because now you're in for a chance for a hell of a prize. You now need to give us a 5-star review
On iTunes.
on iTunes, as well as writing a review.
Words.
We will make a note of your name.
Yep.
We will keep hold of it. Trust us, we will keep that.
I'll make a spreadsheet.
And 2 months from now, we will accumulate everybody who's done that. We'll pick somebody at random, and we're going to send you a bottle of Whispering Angel.
Brilliant.
Wonderful promotion for the podcast, love. God.
I'll be paying for that, Matt's like, that's not me.
Yeah, I'm not fucking paying for that.
But I think that's great. 2 months, 8 podcasts, loads of entries, loads of reviews. Done dilly.
All right, let's close this one off because it's turning into
All
the
right.
longest podcast.
Thank you so much for listening. I do appreciate it. You've cheered me up on my Saturday just by sitting here and recording. And probably the alcohol. See you later.
Bye.
You have to see that off. Bye. I'll buy until you do it. Bye. Oh shit. Bye.